My name is Hugh MacArthur, and I'm coming to you from my office just west of Boston. And I'd like to talk to you about private equity and how private equity as an industry has been dealing with the COVID pandemic crisis. I want to talk about three things, what I'll call the three phases: shock and awe, recovery, and retooling. Private equity owners spend about 2 months in what I'm calling the shock and awe phase of this pandemic disaster, asking questions like: are my people safe? Do we have enough cash for each business to continue? Once those matters were settled, private equity firms then moved to thinking about recovery. This downturn is unique because it's much more like a natural disaster than something that was precipitated by a structural economic problem. We don't have an over-leveraged and low liquidity banking system. We don't have asset bubbles like in real estate. This is something that occurred in different places around the world with different levels of impact at different times. Private equity firms are adjusting first by looking at macro level issues. What scenarios for recovery or further problems might we face? What are the likely leading indicators that will predict which scenario will be most relevant that we'll be following? And then what are the triggers that I can look to actually take the right action when I know which scenario we're going to be following? So when you think about all those different demand curves and how they will change going forward, seeing GDP rise is no longer a good predictor for every industry and what's going to happen and just make things better. Demand recovery actually needs to be analyzed very specifically by sector, looking at changes in customer behavior and looking very specifically at what competitors are doing. So that's recovery. Leading investors are actually now shifting their thinking to retooling for the new normal and what that looks like. Grocery stores have now had a huge increase in the amount of delivery that they provided to consumers at home. Some consumers are going to prefer to actually get their groceries at home going forward. That means grocery stores are now in the logistics business. And if I'm not set up to be in the logistics business and be excellent at delivering things in a low-cost way, I'm going to lose money. Private equity firms are creating both defensive moves to protect businesses, like supply chain resiliency, employee and customer safety going forward, and also offensive moves to gain market share. Bain research has shown conclusively that times of turbulence are the times where there is the most share change within any industry. And for private equity investors, the added complexity is that most of them own many companies in a variety of industries, but all of them need plans and actions to win, and they need them now. Thanks very much for your time, and I hope that you all stay safe and well.